Ladies, if your gray hairs are rearing their unwanted head again, I'm going to share how I retouched my grays in just 10 minutes. I went from this to this with the Polar Hair Dye Shampoo, not a single gray hair in sight. So keep watching. Hello, welcome to the channel. This is Trina, your 4C hair transformation coach. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're a subscriber, welcome back. Well, today is wash day. And I have decided that I am going to spot dye my hair. And with none other, the Polar Hair Dye Shampoo. So, you know, of course, if you've been on my channel, you know my hair gets gray around the front, the little halo. Now, it's not nearly as bad as it was before I actually used the dye, but I am wearing my hair out a little bit more, sometimes straight, sometimes curly, and the halo is showing. Now, I initially dyed my hair on June the 6th, and my skincare routine, I really think that a lot of that is because of me washing it twice a day, every day. But I'm going to go ahead and wash my hair, get all the product off, layers of product, and I'm going to spot dye just this part. Now, if you can see it, now in that part of it, there's a few gray strands, not nearly as what it was before. But if you can see that, and I'm okay with that because they're not as noticeable as the ones in the front. So I'm going to go ahead and get all the product out of my hair, do it just like I did with the review. If you haven't seen that full review video, I'll link that in the description box. So I'm going to go and do that, and I will be right back. Okay, ladies, I have wash my hair. There is no product on my hair right now, but what I did was I clarified my hair so that I can get all the dirt, the oil, the grease, the product off. And I always like to use Aunt Jackie's Power Wash. It's an intensifying clarifying shampoo, but it is a little moisturizing, so it doesn't make your hair feel really harsh. But I always follow up, when I use this, I always follow up with her Oh So Clean Moisturizing and Softening Shampoo. I always use these two together. They are perfect together. And that is where we are right now. Like I said earlier, I'm only going to do the front part of my hair, and just to keep the same parting. I know I don't need to dye all of this, but I'm just going to dye this part right here just to make it very easy. And I will be using my gloves. I got a new pair from the dollar store, so we'll see if they survive. These puppies are thin. Okay, they survived me putting them on. I have to be very careful because these are very thin gloves, but I like these because I can still feel my hair. So I'm just going to, I don't know how much is left in here, but I'm going to put the hair dye in. Okay, and remember, I'm going to apply this just like I would do our hair mask. Okay, looks like I got everything in, but look how hydrating it makes your hair, right? So I'm gonna just put those all together like that. It's so hydrating. Wow. And it defines the hair really well. So I'm gonna put my little plastic cap on, and I'm gonna sit for 10 minutes, let it do its thing, and we will be back. I'm gonna rinse it out, and then I'm gonna show you the results. So we'll be back, okay? Okay, ladies, I am back. I am done, and there is not a gray hair in sight. And I'm going to give you the tips. I know since I did the review, a number of you have bought the product, and some people said that it didn't work for them, that some of your grays were still showing. Well, I'm going to give you some simple steps that it's going to make it a lot easier. Now, of course, you know, if you're on my channel, chances are you got either 4C or type 4 curly hair. And you know, our hair routine requires us to pack on product. So the first thing, if you have not clarified your hair, you must do that, because when you think about it, this shampoo is not like a regular dye shampoo where it would penetrate so deeply, so quick. So you want to make sure that you remove any layers of product so that the shampoo can get to your core layer very, very fast. So clarifying is extremely important. Now, the other thing you may want to do, I know with my shampoo process, I would shampoo, do a conditioner, and then do whatever type of treatment that I'm going to do. But with this hair dye, I just do the shampoo, I do a clarifying, and I do the shampoo. Of course, you know, I showed you what shampoos that I use. You can use any type of clarifying shampoo, whatever your hair love. But I didn't put the conditioner on. I just went ahead and put the dye shampoo on, so it had nothing to fight through to get the dye to release into the hair shaft. And then I rinsed that out, and then I put my leave-in conditioner on it, and that's where I am right now. Now, the other tip also, and I want to make sure you do this tip, is after you wash your hair, let your hair dry at least 90% if you can. Just let it dry so that it won't dilute the color so much, because the instruction does say to put it on dry hair. So I have high porosity hair, so it don't take long for my hair to dry anyway. But if you got low porosity hair, you might want to wait a little while before you actually add the dye. So doing those steps, clarifying your hair, putting the dye on almost dry hair without any conditioner on it, and then you should see a lot better results. But I absolutely love this, and it really does only take 10 minutes. When you do those steps to make sure that there's no interference, I promise you, your dye will work. Now, mind you, that this is my first time doing the retouch, and I actually put this in on, it was either June the 6th or June the 7th. I have to check my calendar, but it was one of those 2 days. And so it's taken them this long, and today is, let's see, today is September the 18th. September the 18th. I don't know if you can see that or not. But so it took me that long before I had to do a retouch. Now, of course, if your gray's in a different area, mine's is in the front. If it was in the back, I probably would have still left it like that. But because it's the halo, I'm not ready for that. So I hope that this is helpful. Now, I put my QR code in there because if you scan the QR code, you get an additional 5% off, and that's on top of whatever discount. And I think they have a 50% discount going on, but you get to stack that. So take advantage of it. Take advantage of the 30-day. Do your skin test just to make sure that you're not allergic to any of the ingredients in it. And if you didn't see my review video, I'll link that in the show notes and you can check that out. But I hope this was helpful. And if you have tried it, I would love to know, what color did you choose? How did it work out? And if some of these tips may be something you incorporate the next time you apply the dye to your hair. So I want to thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Be blessed.